I got my eyebrows done.
What it do, what it does, baby. It's your man's Rod the Dime.
Yes, sir. It's your favorite nephew, Darius.
And we have two lovely ladies here.
Phenomenal guest.
I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and introduce yourselves. We have two lovely ladies here. To my left, we have
Miss Renee.
Miss Renee.
Patricia.
All right. Miss Lovely Renee, Miss Lovely Patricia. So these ladies are here to talk about Black Girls Vote.
And Party at the Mailbox.
We had touched on it a little bit a couple of weeks ago, but we definitely had to get some representatives in here to talk that talk. You know what I'm saying? So first off, Miss Patricia, she's here from Baltimore. You feel me? You know, they don't pronounce the T's where they from. You feel me? And I respect that. So, right. So first off, welcome here to Detroit.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? I know you came over some mountains. It's probably not no mountains from here to. Did you drive?
Yes, but I'm used to it because my husband's from here, so I'm used to making that drive.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's actually really nothing to make that drive.
So
but
like 8 hours or something, 7-8 hours or something.
What it's supposed to be or what it is?
You tell me how long
it's supposed to be
you.
8 hours, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. When you get here?
Like 5 hours.
Hell no.
Like 5 or 6 hours. Just put it in Christmas.
As long as you safe. As long as you safe. You feel me? And then we have Miss Renee. Miss Renee, we got some history. I went to school with her son.
Yes.
My
middle child.
You know, and we solid as hell, and that relationship trickled over to the parent. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm a second mama. I'm a auntie.
That's
I'm an auntie. I'm definitely
your
auntie.
auntie's favorite nephew. This is the auntie. Actually, look,
right.
Look, minus the gray hair.
Minus the grays.
This is Clara, my friend Clara, my girl, and minus those glasses too. But thank you.
We got the auntie in the mix. So, but we pretty much start off the show with how's everybody week. You know what I'm saying? So, ladies go first. Darius, go ahead and take your shot.
Oh, yeah. My week was straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited about our guests. So, yeah, cool week.
Yeah, it's been an interesting week. It's been a great week. This experience with Party at the Mailbox has been an amazing opportunity to connect with others who want to get the word out and get the message out and know how important it is to vote. No matter who you vote for, you gotta vote. Yeah. And so I've always wanted to connect with an organization that has that passion and that initiative. So thanks to my new sister over here, Miss Patricia, her husband, my childhood friend, Alan Watson, called me up and said, hey, I'm married to this awesome lady, and she's part of this amazing organization, Black Girls Who Vote, and we've got this campaign, Party at the Mailbox. So I'm gonna kick it over to you, Patricia. Tell us.
So my week has been amazing. I'm in Detroit. Of course, I'm missing home, but yeah, I made it just like home. Baltimore and Detroit are kind of like sister cities where you get that feeling that you are safe in your home, and you know you can walk down the street and they give you a little yurt.
Yes,
that's all I'm missing is a good yurt. That's it. That's it.
Not the yurt.
That's it. Because we walk down the street, we hit them. Because when we walk down the street, you see somebody yurt.
Oh,
you hit them with an yo.
First off, is that really a saying? Like, when you at yurt.
All right, so now we're gonna be safe when we go to Baltimore. We're gonna be
one of the two.
So you know ours is what up though.
Yours is what up though.
All right, so
it slides. It's good. Like if I'm out and I see somebody, if I think you from Baltimore, I'm about to be like yerp, and if they give me a yerp back, I'm like, hey.
You gotta love it. Yes, you gotta love people being black no matter where they at. You know what I'm saying?
It's comforting. It just makes you feel good.
And that's what makes where you're from so special. You know what I'm saying? It's just dope. I like that. Individual lingo. All right, so look, please give us some background with Black Girls Vote.
Okay. So Black Girls Vote, we started during the uprisings. Our founder is Nike Robinson. I actually went to school with her, to high school with her, and we don't care who you vote for. We are more interested in making sure you realize that your power is in your vote. So we focus also on policies and procedures. So when people think about voting, they think about the biggest election, the president. But you also have mayoral candidates. You have the sheriff. The sheriff is going to determine what police officers are going to stay, what police officers are going to get in, how they're going to make sure that they actually police, if they're going to do community policing where they know the area, or if they're going to be able to work in Dearborn, live in Dearborn but work in Detroit. Nah. If you live in Detroit, you should work in Detroit. You should know your area. You're vested. So those people determine that. The elections for the school board, who determine if your gravel is outside paved, if you have heat or electricity or running water that don't have lead in it, so the babies ain't getting the lead. All of that is determined by elections, and people fail to realize that. You can, in the same way like you can vote people in, it's the same way you can vote people out. So that's what we do all year round. We're not just doing election. All year round, we're doing voter education and voter information. We have people on our team that are Republicans, Democrats, Green parties, and it all works because we all working towards the common goal is making sure that we have the things that we need for our communities to succeed and strive.
So let me ask you this question. Has there ever been a time you felt like your vote didn't matter? Or your candidate that you voted for did?
It has. It has. And I mean, that happens. Everybody is not going to be 100% what you want. Even my kids are not going to be 100%. We differ. And that's the beauty of the world. Everybody's different. So that's why we focus on policies and procedures and not candidates. Because your candidate that you can look at might say, oh, I am with the Black People Party, but I'm not for reparations, and that could be something that's near and dear to your heart. So instead of going for that person just because they're with this certain party, you need to go to the person who's what's near and dear to your heart, which is reparations or whatever. Like for my oldest is in college, so I'm all about making sure the colleges are funded. I have a youngest that's in high school. I'm all about making sure that he has the things that he needs, that the schools are funded, after school programs are funded, because he's 6'5" and he only 14. So I need to make sure the basketball programs,
Amazon.
He real tall. So I need to make sure the basketball programs are up and running for him, so that he's not lost in the system and he's not one of our Black youth that are just taken for granted and looked at as less than because they just don't have anything to do. They're all special and they all have this energy and they all have this need and this want to thrive and survive, but they don't have anything to do. So they bored. That's what happens when idle mind and is the devil's playground. They ain't nothing else to do. What you want them to do?
You're right. I guess all that do go hand in hand.
Yeah, it's all about your interests and what you said, voting your interests, and like you lose that right. You can't complain about something going on if you didn't vote.
Yes.
Like you're from Baltimore, but recently in Detroit, a gas station clerk murdered an 18-year-old man. I think this was earlier in the week, but the Wayne County prosecutor Kim Worthy. Like social media in Detroit they're upset at her. They want her out, but it was just an election and nobody voted her out. You know what I'm saying? So you can't complain. There's a bunch of people, comments or posting stuff being mad. You can't be mad at her if you didn't vote her out.
And I'm pretty sure whatever she did, whether they thought it was right or whether they thought it was wrong, I'm pretty sure that wasn't her first time prosecuting in that same fashion, because they usually have the same. They usually do the same thing. Like if you are a prosecutor, you're usually either lenient towards certain types of crimes and not lenient towards the other, and that is what you do. That's your lane that you stay in. So if this isn't her first time doing it, and whoever didn't think that she was doing a good job, like you said, they should have used their power to not just wait until it got to, unfortunately, this young man losing his life, which is the biggest travesty, that this person lost his life for whatever reason that this other person thought was okay, which is never okay to lose your life over. It's just not. And if she has been doing this before, then they can use their voice to say, look, the same way we got you in is the same way we gonna get you out. Where were the people at?
Right.
And if I just may chime in to that point, why it's so important to educate no matter where you are, as Patricia and I were having a side conversation, that they go anywhere, from the boardroom down to the street, brother, man on the corner. You have the right to vote. You have power whether you feel empowered or not. This is that. And so
it's about free as hell.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
what does it cost?
Absolutely. You just got to go. You just got to
Right.
get up
You're not going to
and
find too
go.
many things out in the world that's
Yes.
free. This is free.
But to the point of
And it's free.
the people who do vote sometimes tend to vote to who they're used to seeing, that recognized name, instead of necessarily being educated.
And that's why we do it year round.
Yes.
We do education on policies and procedures, so people know, even when, if you have a name that always comes up and you always are used to seeing it, you can now start looking like, wait a minute, I know I'm used to saying it, but let me see what they want to do for my community. I have this street light that's been out, and my grandmother keeps walking from the bus stop home every day, and she got mugged last week because it's no
dark as
street
hell.
light and it's dark. So let me see if what this person is on that.
So, question is BGV. All right, cool. You know, sometimes
Yeah.
Go ahead.
mixed
We're-
up.
Acronym.
We're
Go
BGV.
ahead.
So, is BGV only active during the presidential election?
No,
Nope,
we
you're not
all year round, all
Smack
year.
him. You want me to smack him because he ain't listening. You
You
said
know,
that
I
this
had a
was
whole
all
This one of
year.
yours, baby.
She
Patricia,
said
you
this
hot
was
tea now.
all year.
Right, like I'm the younger one because I'm only 18, so I'm the younger one. But yeah, no, all year round we go into schools. And like Renee said, we go from the ballroom to the strip club, and we have gone.
To the strip club.
Yeah, that's the littlest place. What you talking about?
I'm gonna say, y'all ain't there for work, baby.
Look,
Let me get a lamb chop.
Just a little
I'm
conversation.
saying, first of all,
Just a
strip
little
clubs have good
conversation.
food.
We
They
know
got
that.
the best food at the strip club.
We know
Let
that.
me just let you
We
know.
know. We
But
know.
like, people, if I'm a stripper, if I'm working another job and coming in there, I might not have the time to go out and get the education. So we're gonna meet you where you are. That's what we do. And one day we went to a church, a school, a community association, and a strip club, all on the same day, because we're all about meeting people where they are. We want to make sure that anybody, no matter where you are and whatever,
You're educated.
but yeah, that you're educated about your right, and that's what it is. It's all about our right. Our ancestors died for this right.
Amen.
And I don't know about y'all, but my ancestors talk to me, and I'm not trying to get beat upside the head because I'm just sitting around not doing nothing at all.
I feel that.
This is something that our family, our forefathers, they fought for this
Yes,
right.
died.
They died for the right just to be sitting here.
yes.
All of this. These are things that they didn't have. They had the test to see if you could vote, and the test was like, guess how many jelly beans in this jar.
Oh, I remember. Yes.
And if you couldn't
yes.
say
Was
how
that a
many
real
jelly,
thing?
That's a
yeah,
real
it's a
thing,
real
yes.
thing.
If you
And
guess it right, you can vote.
Now, if that ain't about a
they had
You know, come
questions
on.
where they had questions where, like, I'm a psychologist by trade, and I was like, oh, I couldn't even get some of these. Like, that's a bit much. Like, they had
And neither
questions
could
where,
they.
yeah,
Like,
and
come
that's
on,
the
this
sad
is a-
thing.
this is a
Neither
test
the
that
person
no
that was
one's
given the
passing.
test had to have the answer key. It was tests like that meant for us not to be able to vote.
Right.
You had to own land and own a certain amount of land in order to vote. They had all these things and all these barriers that were in our place, and now that they don't, why not?
And still creating obstacles today.
Right.
Yeah,
We still
today it
have
look
states.
different.
We still have states that are making people you have to have a government issue ID to vote. Why that's kind of problematic is because what if I don't have the money for a government issue ID? If I don't go anywhere, I don't need an ID. Like if I go to work and come home every day, what do I need an ID for? My
Side
check gets
note,
about.
Do you not feel like that should be your duty just as a
human being.
just as
What,
a
having
human,
an ID?
Just having an ID.
It is.
I thought
it
you meant
it
voting.
is and it's not. So I recognize my privilege, even as a regular schmegular black girl. I recognize my privilege.
Black queen, baby. You know, and look, and I don't say that too often now.
And let me say, I know that you does not.
But
That
like-
was a compliment.
But like I do, I recognize my privilege. I even when I was a single parent of two boys, I still had the privilege that I had an awesome, amazing village that made sure that my kids never did without. I never got set out. I never got put out. I always had my mortgage, even if I had to go do something right. But I did it because I had to, not because I wanted to, not because I had to. So I recognize my privilege. Everybody doesn't have that. I know people. I know people that don't have the money to go down and spend right now $10 on that ID. So because I cannot spend that $10 on ID, I shouldn't be able to vote. That's not fair. Now, if states were to say that you can get just an ID for voting for free, then okay.
part of the
Accommodations.
process,
Right, just-
part of the policy.
Right,
Exactly.
and that's part of the things that you vote for. You vote for that policy. Like there are states that you can get an ID. because you're not driving. Like if I don't drive, what do I need a driver's license for? I know plenty of grown-ups that don't have driver's license. Some of them have like the free MTA ID, but that wasn't always free.
Yeah, I got you.
And if I'm struggling to make ends meet, I just got married in 2014. So and I met my husband in 2013. So before that, I had my first son in 2001. So from 2001 to 2014, I was a completely single mother of one kid and then of two in 2005. Sometimes I didn't have extra to even, like if I lost my ID, I might have to be riding dirty for a while because I don't have it. I need to make sure that everything is good for my kids.
I feel that. Damn, I didn't mean to take a stab at you.
No, I'm not saying. I think a lot of times that we don't realize even things like that is a privilege. We don't really realize that.
Take it that low.
Take it to that level, even like the little things,
but
like
even the time it takes to go get it.
If I have to take off work, I have to get a babysitter. I have to get there because if I don't drive, I have to spend money to get there because I might only have I might not have a weekly bus pass. I might have a daily bus pass, or I might not even have the money to get the pass.
It's removing the obstacles that they put in place. Well, let's not only remove those obstacles, let's seriously remove some situations
and
that
goes back
you
to policies and procedures, making sure that if the state is requiring you to have a license or have an ID, and that's their absolute right, what policies and procedures can we put in place to make sure that our people who's going to be affected by that is our people, making sure our people can get over that hurdle. Because it's to us, we think of it as a small thing. But I know when I was working, I didn't have the time to take off because I had to save all my time in case my kids was acting up at school. I didn't have the time or the money to take off and go down and sit at motor vehicles for 5 hours, 6 hours to get an ID, to then come back and spend the gas to get back and figure out whatever I was going to do with them. Because that money and that time could be spent cooking, cleaning, going to work, making money, because I've lost 5 hours and the travel time, so that's 7 hours to get down to the DMV. That's 7 hours of work I didn't work.
The whole day.
Yeah. So yeah, just little things like that we don't really think about. We like to bring that awareness. We like to bring the awareness of everything from the time you wake up in the morning to the time you go down to sleep is controlled by policies and procedures. When you wake up in the morning, is your window shattered? When you wake up in the morning and you look outside, is your street clean? Is it a whole bunch of people going crazy? Or is it a whole bunch of people that are homeless and they don't have the things that they need, just the bare minimum? Yeah. Who's helping them?
And I feel that. And that's why next year I'm running for mayor of Detroit 2021.
All right.
Please vote for your dog, Ride to Dime. You know what I'm saying? This is why voting is a big deal. You know what I'm saying? We going to get Duggan up out of there. Duggan done a good job, but I could do better.
Sometimes you need fresher faces and new voices. Look.
You know what I'm saying?
And younger ones, too.
Yeah.
You know, to really identify.
So, let me ask you this last question, then we're going to get into
Party
at the Mailbox.
Yes.
So my last question is, how do y'all feel about all of our presidents being in their 70s or 80s?
Or older.
You know what I'm saying? Over the generation, our generation, your generation.
I'm your generation. What you talking about? I'm 18.
Girl, I thought you were 19.
Oh.
Yeah, my bad. I'm sweet on me. But how y'all feel about that? Like, do you...
So being the oldest at this table, I'm claiming my 50.
You know what I'm saying? That's beautiful.
And so I understand it's twofold for me. It's the wisdom that comes with being 70.
Yeah.
It's the experiences that come. It's the network. And in that time, you've gained some power of some shape, form, or fashion. Hopefully, it's for the betterment of all. But then on the other side, you young people. Oh my gosh, y'all are just, you amaze the heck out of me. Just your innovative thoughts and ideas and how, because you're growing up in an era where things are easier and quicker to do and we can maneuver and change and, I'm tired of this, let's move on to something else. Change is You want change. We're more like, wait a minute now. We got this far now. We gotta wait some time because this person been here for a long time and we've been here with them for a long time. So we're not trying to give up this change too fast cause.
Yeah.
No, you need to get on out
It's
the
time to
way.
pass the torch, nigga.
Yes, it's not about you, boo, and your crew. It's about all of us. So I'm a kumbaya. I'm all about everybody coming together for the betterment of all. But to your point of age, for me, it's twofold. Yeah. I really can't say, oh no, this is not a good idea. They're gonna, have a heart attack on stage, and where are we gonna be? But then again, we want to look to that vice president seat as well.
That's what we voting for.
That's why we voting. We voting. We voting. And just because it's a bigger picture. But back to the question of age, it's really hard to say yay or nay either way. But it's nice to have.
Are
a
you a rapper or something? I like
What?
Right.
Yay, nay,
Couple
either
of
way.
bars.
But no, okay, all right. So what about you, Darius? Your name Darius?
Oh, my bad.
My bad.
My bad. My bad. I just jumped right on that. My bad.
I like the way you put that because with age is wisdom, so I can respect that. But then the way I see it as Joe Biden, he's old, but his camp looks youth. You know what I'm saying? Looks very youthful. Like Kamala Harris, that's who I'm voting for. I'm voting for her.
Okay.
And she's not old. But
because you're thinking past this November, you're thinking 4 years down the road.
I am.
Yes,
I am. She gonna be there for a while, hopefully. But yeah, I like the with age comes wisdom. So I'm not even mad at the age, but it's all about their camp, who they have that's supporting their ideals or whatever and pushing them forward.
So,
Master P.
Yes.
I like
there you
that.
go. I like that.
I like
That's
that,
Master
Master
P over
P.
there.
So, BGV is nonpartisan, and we're also
Amen.
We do not tell people about the ages, but Dr. Patricia Lynn Watson has a whole different spiel. I do agree that sometimes our seasoned saints. That's what I like to call people over a certain age. Our seasoned saints they're there. They have a wealth of knowledge. I don't think that they should just be cast off into the background. And the younger generation do have a lot of great and wonderful ideas, but they may not have those connections that you talked about. So just doing a joint partnership with maybe a seasoned saint and a younger person and sharing the role of maybe the vice or the head or co-chairs. I love co-chairs of things because you need that yin and yang. You need that balance. Yes. You can't do everything. That's like sometimes I ask my son all the time to help me with things in my regular business because I think I know everything, but I don't.
Beautiful.
Got to keep young people.
You just need a balance. You need an even balance of just people, just for fresher ideas. The same way you can look at, we all in the same room, but we all seeing something different. So.
All right, well, look, let's get to party in the mailbox, baby. You know what I'm saying? So before we open up this box, so from my understanding from what Miss Renee was telling me, each box, first off, the first time y'all did it, y'all was just strictly in Baltimore. But this time, y'all in your home city. Now y'all in Detroit. Now y'all in Philly. Is it just three?
It's just the three.
All right, just the three. So so it's blowing up. So from my understanding, each box got something like that will make it homey.
So each box is specific to their city.
Okay.
So you can it's like a put on for my city box, basically. It's a rep your city, put on for my city box.
Okay.
So like the Baltimore box last time had burger cookies because that's what Baltimore. That's something that we know. It's like a kind of like a black and white cookie encased in chocolate.
That's lit.
We had crab chips from Utz because of course.
Okay.
And we had a Baltimore Vogue shirt.
Okay.
We had stuff that was Baltimore. When you open up, you be like, "Hey yo, all right, let me go vote." You excited?
Yes.
The Philly box is gonna be the same, and the Detroit box is the same. I will say the Detroit box is popping.
We popping out here.
Popping.
I will say Detroit is popping.
Be the judge of that.
Okay, I mean, but you already
I'm
saw.
joking.
I think so. You already saw the one thing that was in there that we had on top. So you already saw that.
Yeah. And well, show them the man.
Oh yeah, this is my box. It's right here. I already done.
So here's the bag.
Boom. Right. So
it's a nice mask. Under Armour mask.
Shout out to Under Armour.
Shout out to Under Armour. Big shout.
Yeah. That's a nice mask.
And how they feel? How they feel?
It was comfortable.
They feel comfy.
It was
It's
cozy.
not like
No,
Against your face.
that was a cozy mask. That's why it's in my pocket.
It was a nice
Mine.
You're gonna take it with
Open
you.
the box.
I'm gonna
All
open
right,
the
you
box.
ready to
Okay.
open this box?
Party at the mailbox. So go to partyatthemailbox.com.
Yes,
Party at the
partyatthemailbox.com.
Sign up.
Completely
It's
free.
Detroiters.
It's free.
You ready for it?
All
Boom!
Oh,
Okay.
So when you first open up the box,
It's
you
some
get
Better Made chips.
Better Made.
First
Thank
thing
you, Better
see.
Made Chips,
Thank
for
you,
your
Better Made Chips.
sponsorship.
Shout out.
Okay, we got the Fago Red Pop.
Thank
Pop.
you, Fago Red Pop.
Pop.
Thank
And
you,
we put it in a
Fago.
bag.
Yes,
Gang,
Detroit.
right. But then,
Man, just open my chips.
I'm a little
This is
hungry,
my
bro.
box.
I ain't gonna lie
bruh.
All right, we got a piece of chocolate. This the
But
Michigan
look at it. You
Majors.
see, but look at what it
Okay.
looks like.
It's the Michigan, the little murder
It's
mitten.
a little Michigan.
All right.
It's the little mitten on them.
Got some balloons. Okay, some
We
confetti.
gotta blow up the balloons.
All right, we got a
Whoa.
T-shirt.
Y'all call these balloons. Darius call these condoms. Y'all get that?
Is that the joke?
We got a Detroit versus everybody shirt.
Got them.
Alright.
What size is the shirt?
It's my size. It's a large.
Oh, all right.
Thank you,
He
Detroit
not
versus
relationship.
everybody.
You
Come
gonna
on.
take your shirt, Lord.
That's a nice shirt. All right,
Then we got-
got a little snapback. Okay, with the Pistons.
Detroit.
Okay,
And it's free.
and it was
And
free.
it's
All of
completely
it was
free. And we deliver to your house. We make a little point like, hey, your box here. Hey, your box here.
Y'all do deliveries?
Yeah, we
Y'all
deliver.
don't throw them in the mail?
Nope.
Nope.
Hey,
We
that's
are,
lit.
Come on,
we are
y'all.
hand delivering these.
Okay.
So when you
That's
first
it.
open the
Got
box,
your-
you get this little Hey
There
Detroit
you
card.
go.
It has information on voting.
Have me a post. Yep.
Oh,
And then you
Coloring
get
book.
Got a coloring book
For the
for
kids, because you got to get
Gotta
them
get the
started
kids.
in this young. Look
Got
at
a
that
nice-
for the kids.
Got a nice little button there. Detroit votes.
Detroit votes.
And some
You got some little
handbills.
posters.
Yeah, this is nice. This is nice.
It's everything
Wow.
a party needs.
And
You
not
know,
only is
Right.
it nice, it's free. You get
It's
information.
free.
It's
Thank
free.
you.
Okay,
It's
hold
free.
Not
on.
only is it
You
nice,
got the
but
best
for
it's
our
what?
Detroit players.
You got some crinkles.
We forgot the best part, the confetti.
You got the Detroit votes poster.
Yep.
That's
Okay.
lit.
You got, of course, the Black Girls Vote
Black
poster.
Girls Vote.
And you got an I Voter poster. Now,
That's
the
fire.
extra lit thing is on November 3rd, we're going to have a party.
Okay.
It's going to be a Zoom party because, you know, Rona is still out here.
Still here.
Please don't get it twisted. Rona is still out here.
It's COVID.
So, we, not Miss COVID.
No,
Miss COVID
right,
is
yes.
out here. So we're gonna have a party. It's gonna be like a rep your city party. Who is gonna rep the hardest? We're gonna have Baltimore on the line, Detroit on the line, Philly on the line, DJs from each, giveaways.
Going crazy.
Going crazy.
You're gonna be going crazy. Celebrities, cameos, everybody. It's just it's gonna be like one big cookout. That's what it's gonna be.
Amen.
We all on that family. We all in that family. We all excited that we voted. We all excited that we used our voice. And who is the best city? That's what you get to do. You get to rep your city.
Rep the city. That's
We
right.
gonna have like the battle of the
D-Town.
DJs. We gonna have the battle like who's the pump, who's the latest. Like we're gonna be able to go into people's houses. Like we're gonna be like, oh Renee, turn your camera on.
We own it.
Right, and then don't be sitting there like I know I'm be pumped. I'm like, hey,
So my question: how many more of these boxes that the Detroit sector need to get off? You know, because from my understanding, you know, it's a couple more that we need to get.
it's a
off
couple
before
more.
the
So we're for Detroit. We're giving away 2,000,
okay.
which is not hard. Detroit,
No,
it's
it's
not
not. It's
that hard.
free. It's
all.
free.
It's 2,000 people outside.
After
now.
this
Partyatthebox.com.
they're gonna be gone.
After this, it's gonna be.
It's
good.
gonna
Right.
be
You
over.
pumping
Yes.
this like
So-
You better hurry up.
Again, it's partyatthemailbox.com.
It took like 30 seconds to register.
Thank you. It's less
Your
than
name,
a minute.
email
Boom.
address,
Box-
You
birth.
get this for less than a
Come on
minute.
now.
Boxes are going
Free?
out today.
Yep.
They're free.
Yeah,
Like they are completely free.
And it come with chips, bro.
And the chips are fresh. Chips are fresh.
As hell.
They fresh, and it got a little Ziploc bag on the soda. You
Make
can
sure
reuse
no messes,
that.
yes.
You can reuse that if you want
We
to put
thought
the
about
chips in there and eat them
everything.
later.
Yes.
Make a
Boom,
little sandwich for later.
boom,
And I got
boom.
the pop. This is
And
a
then you
whole
can
lunch.
reuse the box and make it a little lunchbox. Look,
There
No,
you
this,
go.
this is
there
a
you
whole
go.
lunch. I'm just
Innovate.
missing a sandwich.
Got a snack.
you know we reuse stuff. You can reuse this box, put the soda and the chips in there, and throw a sandwich in here. You know we like to do that.
We out here.
Somebody
Ain't no
going
fresh from
I'm
my
about to make mine into a
house.
purse. Give me a little chain. Look, listen, it's not a game.
Where you at?
Wow.
Party at the mailbox.
Part of the mailbox, like it's just about this. Like this is what we want. We want
Yep.
people to just be excited about voter engagement and voter education, and just when you think of voting, when I grew up, like I was born in 81, and we didn't really have, it was just like, okay, vote. It wasn't much behind it. It wasn't any get excited or get pumped. But now we can. Like, if you was to tell me, like, when I did my first time voting, I wasn't this pumped. But my son, this is his first time voting this year, and he's pumped. Like, he is excited.
Yes.
He's excited to not only use his voice as his vote, but just to be a part of something bigger than himself.
Amen. Yes.
Because we keep telling him that this is something. This is what your grandparents fought for. This is what your grandparents are smiling down on you, because this is what they wanted.
And that's the whole point of changing the mindset, so when their next set comes up, they'll already be in place and know that this is what I'm supposed to do. I don't
And be
need anyone to
excited about it.
convince me. Yes, and be excited about to get others to do it as well. So I'm going to segue into my conversation I've had with this young man for many, many years about voting. And I know Rodney's very honest. He's going to tell you he didn't want to vote at first. You share how you felt.
So I don't know if you remember the question I asked you about, have you ever voted and the person you voted for never got into office? So I've experienced that. And it was just like, well, what was the whole point of me even voting? Because it's still a process. It's free, but it's still a process.
Right.
You got to find out that this is the right building you at. All right, cool. Now it's a long line. Now, you know what I'm saying? It's a little process. It's not much of a process, but it is one.
But it also takes that mindset too. That knows that may be, but I'm still doing it anyway.
Right.
So
as opposed to the obstacle.
I didn't have that.
I know you
mindset.
didn't. So
you know what I'm saying? So it was just like I did all this, and the person I voted for still didn't get.
It's
in.
discouraging.
And it was, I don't know, it made me feel some type of way. Then with the electoral colleges, it's just like, okay, do my vote even really matter? So that's kind of how I felt about it. But like what my co-host said, you can't complain about something you didn't even participate in. So when people talk about certain stuff, I just got to shut the hell up, because I didn't even do nothing there, to even, make a contributing factor. So now I'm a vote, and hopefully things go right.
But that's why we also do the education around it. It's not always about places where the electoral college count. The electoral college doesn't count in governor and local races. So even if you take the bigger race out of the picture, and you only focus on making sure your state senators are in, your state senators also and your delegates also control scholarships for colleges and scholarships for schools and scholarships so the Detroit youth choir can go places. They control those monies and those funds. So even voting for things like that, that's why I said from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, all of that. Making sure that your neighborhood doesn't turn into a food desert. Make sure you have a market that is not going to just gouge you on prices. Like a banana is $5. There are literal places like that. There are places like that there are no markets anywhere. We have a ton of them in Baltimore, where it's like, I gave you the tea because I saw you look. I saw you looking at me, so I gave you the tea. But
now I know what you're talking about.
Right.
I'm sorry.
But there are places in Baltimore where it came out that time. It came in Baltimore where there are no markets for like 30, 40 miles. And the corner store is where people get their produce at. And at the corner store, an apple is like $7.
Patricia. Wow.
Yeah. There are places like that.
Like
and then when you go on the when you go on the outside, so we have community gardens that start out. We have a lot of black people that are starting to show people how to farm and how to do urban farming. All of that grew out of that because, and they're getting funds from the delegates. The delegates that we voted in for the policies and procedures are going to make sure that we're okay.
Okay.
Wrap that all in.
Right.
There,
It's all tied in, and
Okay.
making sure those markets that are on the outskirts can't charge you $15 for a can of soup. $15 for a can, that better be the best can of soup. That can of soup better cook.
I mean, y'all must be balling over there. You said $7 for an apple, $5 for some banana.
But that's why they are not. That's why people aren't getting the nutrition that they
they can't
need, because
afford
who
it.
can afford? I can't afford
Right.
no $7.
No, thank
Look,
you.
listen, that banana was give me the
We got
$3.
orchards here.
Let me
in
get that fruit
Michigan.
cup.
Not even that. Give me that 35-cent banana mamba. Give me that. That's got banana flavor.
Right.
Give me that.
Let me get that Del Monte.
Let me get one of them. How much are they? Let me get them. But it doesn't have much nutritional value, so that's also weighing on our kids. They're not getting the nutrition they need, so they get to school and they're sluggish and they're not paying attention. And it's not that they don't know it or they can't know it. It's just that they're sluggish. And why are they sluggish? Because they don't have the
all
poison.
just got up and voted, we wouldn't be dealing with
Right,
any
and
of this.
that's why it's all
Yes.
tied back. All of these policies and procedures that are going to impact our community are all tied back. So we have to recognize that, and we have to recognize that sometimes voting can seem boring, or even going down to testify at the state legislature about certain things to say we don't have a market in our neighborhood. People who don't live in your neighborhood don't know what's going on. Right. So to be able to take the time to go down there and say we don't have a market in our neighborhood, and the market that we do have is dirty, and they charging $5 for apples. So they can be like, whoa, wait a minute, let's put a cap on that. Let's put out a policy and a procedure that will not let markets do that. Yes. To say if they charging 25 cents for apples across town in the suburbs, then in the hood they gotta charge 25 cents. Let's do that. All of those things tie back into each other, and that's what we do. BGV is about this all year round, 365. We're all volunteers. Nobody's getting paid. We do this because we love it. Like, I have my own other business that I run, but I close my shop down to come here because I love this. This is my passion.
That's dope.
lit.
Amen. Thank you, Patricia.
That
Amen.
is dope. Well, you got any did some get kicked? Well,
Look, I want
on the
No, right, I thought it was about to go.
I'm out of here. You ain't never seen a fat girl move this fast. I'm out. I am out.
And I'm right behind you.
Right.
Sister good.
Fingers.
But yeah, on that note, so people can sign up for the Box app.
www.partyatthemailbox.com.
Yes.
We're also on Instagram at #PartyAtTheMailbox. If you go on Instagram or go online and you just write Party at the Mailbox with even with the spaces, it'll pop up. Like, if you don't remember, it'll pop up.
Okay.
You'll see me. I'm obnoxious with my posting. I've been posting like all the time, posting crazy. You'll see it. If you see one of your friends, if they go on your page and they can click on one of your hashtags and it will still take them back to the site.
To the Party at the Mailbox. And if anybody know me personally, I can send you the link. You know what I'm saying? We need to get these boxes out here. Point blank, period.
PartyAtTheMailbox.com.
We need to do this within the next week.
And like she said, I like the point about excitement. Like, a lot of people don't be excited to vote. I've always only voted just because of what our forefathers had to do to have that right. But this kind of make it fun. And then you say we're going to rep the cities of
Amen.
Detroit.
Yes,
let's get out
party.
there. Let's get these boxes going.
Like,
November.
who don't want to
Hashtags
say
filled out.
they city
Yes.
is the
You know what I'm
best?
saying? And let's show them what's up.
And
That's
they
lit.
come with better made chips.
Detroit,
That
don't let
rock
me
still-
down.
And I'm not gonna cap this. Fago is still cold. This pop is cold.
See,
so
it ain't gonna hold you. We think of
Fresh
those
chips,
things.
cold pop, you know, right?
We think of things like that. Your chocolate will be nice and chill for you. We think of things like that.
You know. Well, is there any social media sites that we can? I'm sorry, I'm just tearing you chips up.
You are.
Where can these people find you at? And you as well. You
Well,
know,
I you know, you could. I'm the 50-year-old. I'm only on
Facebook.
Facebook. Sorry. So you can always friend request me. I'm adding everybody. Everybody who sends me a request, they're getting added. So send some love, and I'll definitely tag you.
Okay. All right. Well, what's your tag name?
So on Instagram, I am _hoodish.org. I'm also hoodish.org _. Ha! You gonna catch me either way. Trust and believe you gonna catch me either way. We're also Black Girls Vote on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We are Party at the Mailbox on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We got some. We might be coming to Detroit. Black Girls Vote. Just if y'all want us to,
I think
we
want
definitely
you to.
will.
Yes.
And I think me and Darius need to start up the Black Boys Vote.
So we have this guy who supports Black Girls Vote.
I love
Like
it.
we have this guy who supports Black Girls Vote. We have a little.
Okay.
I mean, we can.
Yeah.
It usually is my son will be repping because he,
yes.
he think it's cute. So he just be repping. But
Well, you say what is he repping? The Black Boys Vote? Okay, that's gangster. We're gonna have to join him.
He's doing his own.
But we have collegiate chapters. We have several collegiate chapters all throughout the country. We're opening up some more because we realize that the younger generation is y'all was popping.
Yes.
Like Weir was popping because I'm 18. So Weir was popping, and we have to make sure we pour into y'all as much as possible, so that you can have the knowledge and have the excitement and have the energy to take it to the next level.
I'm feeling it. Well, on that note, it's your man's Ride to Dime, baby, a.k.a. the real Poppy Chulo, a.k.a. Ride to Dime for Mayor 2021. Please follow your dog at ride _, what is it? DA _ Ride to Dime _ after each word. You know what I'm saying? We live with it.
Yep. It's your favorite nephew, Darius, at D3 Time. The podcast is your auntie's favorite nephews. And as always, everybody's entitled to their opinion. But here at your auntie's favorite nephews, we're entitled not to give
a care.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Explicit terms.